Hey guys, thank you so much for visiting my channel again. Today is another segment of Locked In with Bree. This is actually going to be the first video that I post regarding the topic communication, okay? Before we jump in though, if you have any topics that you would like me to talk about, any questions, anything at all, please feel free to drop them down in the comment section and I will do my best to get those uploaded. I'm trying to do them every Friday, okay? So, first of all, communication is probably one of the most important things in any relationship. Romantic, employee, boss relationship, friendships, parental, whatever, right? Being able to communicate with others is something that can make the difference in being able to overcome challenges or deal with any situation. Now, what is communication? Communication is the ability to take your thoughts, your feelings, opinions, anything that you got going on internally and let other people know about that, right? And your goal is going to be to let them know in a way that is as close as possible as what you're actually experiencing. The better the communicator you are, the more accurate your transfer will be to the other person. Now, there are actually three parts of communication. Two of them may be pretty straightforward, but one of them is frequently overlooked. The first part is going to be verbal communication. That's actually referring to like the words you use. So for example, positive verbal communication might be me, using encouraging language, saying that, hey, I think that this is actually a really good idea, or even if I don't agree with somebody, saying, you know what, that's not how I feel about it, but I respect where you're coming from. That's very healthy language. Unhealthy language or verbal communication might look like name calling, being very degrading or rude, like that kind of language, cursing at somebody else, that kind of thing. And because like I said, I'm just talking about the words themselves, it can be very unhealthy, and it's pretty straightforward on what is healthy and what is not in relationships. Now, the other piece of the communication, of course, is going to be your nonverbal. That's everything that you don't say but still has an effect on how people take in what you're talking about. So this might be your tone of voice. Are you very loud, or do you speak very quietly and very even? Do you make eye contact when you talk, or are you one of those people on your phone all the time when people are trying to talk to you about something important? Are you someone who has a good posture, or you kind of slouch? And all of those things help people pick out information about what you're saying. And the thing is, if your verbal and your nonverbal communication don't mesh together, people are less likely to have confidence in what you're saying, believe you, or believe that you're sincere. Right? Well, yeah, that's all there is to it. The goal is to make sure that your verbal and your nonverbal communication really blend well together. And the goal would be, if they blend together, then the third part of communication would be totally simple, which that is the message. If your verbal and your nonverbal communication are perfectly blended together, then people would get your message without any extra problems or misinterpretations. To give you an example of this, if I tell you that I'm worried about you because you haven't been eating as much, okay, that's how maybe I would say it, right? So let's break that down though. Friend, look, I'm coming to you because I care about you. You hadn't been eating as much, and last time you were like this, it was after your breakup, and I'm really worried about you. Okay? So if we take a step back and look at that, right? The verbal is telling my friend that I'm worried about them, that I'm concerned because the last time they were like this, something bad had happened, right? Now, the nonverbal is I was making eye contact. I tried to sound very sincere and caring in my tone. I made sure that I was paying attention to them. I didn't have my phone out, and I really tried to use a very non-threatening, body language, everything. And so hopefully my friend would have gotten my message that I actually care about her, and this thing that I'm seeing bothers me, and I want to make sure she's okay. All right, so in that case, all three of these things went together. Now, in a situation where your stuff doesn't mix, let's say that a guy is accusing a girl of cheating on him, and he goes to her and talks to her about it, and she's like, why are you always coming at me like that? I already told you. All right? She's not being very responsive to his feelings at all. If anything, she sounds very defensive. And in no way, shape, or form is she communicating a healthy message that you have nothing to worry about, everything is fine. Now, there could be a number of reasons why she reacted like that, But the point is that is not healthy communication, okay? So to kind of recap everything, we have our nonverbal, which is your body language, tone of voice, whether you're talking with your hands, are you making eye contact, okay? That kind of thing. And your verbal is going to be the words you use. So making sure that you use very healthy language, not name calling, cursing, being degrading, anything like that. And if those two come together, you will achieve the transferring of your message, right? That message is that third part, making sure that people clearly get where you're coming from without being distracted by everything else. That usually creates unhealthy communication, problems, arguments, and that kind of thing. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in again. And please let me know how you feel about this video. You can like it, you can share it to others. You might think it might help. Look at that communication. You think it might help, as well as feel free to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next parts talking more about communication and eventually going into like boundaries and relationships. All right, guys. Thank you so much and have a good one. Bye.